We're gonna move on to something that we haven't really talked about on the show before, but we're actually kind of excited to introduce pro wrestling. Especially
Wrestling.
there's a lot going on in this shit right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, a good place to start is I think it's what, about a week ago now? Yeah, about 10 days, almost 2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah, like 2 weeks.
WWE had their Bad Blood pay-per-view, or my bad, PLE. They're not pay-per-views anymore. Which I'm not gonna lie to you. Bad Blood is or has been one of their better pay-per-views this year. I
They're
think I think if we go match for match, like just the card up and down is just solid.
yeah. I'm gonna say let's go over the results here. So
Absolutely.
the opening match was a Hell in a Cell match, which is a hell of a way to start your fucking PLE.
But it
You
makes
had,
sense.
you had CM Punk defeating Drew McIntyre by pinfall in a Hell in a Cell match time 31
Mm.
and a half minutes.
Which I will say, that Hell in the Cell, it should have been the main event just
Yeah,
because it was easily the best match of the night.
I could see
I
that. Yeah,
I think just across the board, it's gotten acclaims. Even Dave Meltzer gave it 5 stars, which if you know anything about pro wrestling, getting a Meltzer 5 star is kind of nuts.
it's insane.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sad about the result of the match. Not because, it wasn't a good match, but it's because we don't really know what's going to happen with CM Punk next.
Yeah,
As he kind of walked out and was like, I don't know what's next.
yeah,
I don't think he retires, but I think he's going to have to take some time off,
yeah. I
which, yeah, CM Punk's old, let him have it.
Okay, CM Punk's already had the hell of hell of a career by this point. It's like take your time, bud.
Exactly.
You had in a singles match for the women's championship, Nia Jax defeating Bayley by pinfall, match time 14 minutes.
Which, I mean, wasn't a bad match.
Yeah,
Definitely wasn't going to be match of the night as much as I think Nia Jax has improved as a performer.
yeah,
I think it takes something a little bit more than what Bailey is capable of to drag her to a solid, like, 4.5, 4 star match.
yeah,
But, solid beats here, like a little 3 star match was solid. I also liked all of the tension that's starting to build between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. That is very interesting to me.
yeah. It's
I
it's
hope it is Tiffy time soon because
hell yeah, brother.
as much as I like Nia Jax as a champion,
Well,
Tiffany
well,
Stratton is that bitch.
well. That's the thing, and we'll talk about WWE's next pay per view next. But Nia Jax, like, while she is a hell of a performer, and she's been high star caliber for a couple years by this point, I still think that her as a what's the way to put it? Her as the face of the women's division for the WWE, I don't necessarily know how her caliber is with
I
that,
mean, I
right?
wouldn't I wouldn't say she's the face of the division because I think they have a lot more better options out there
100%.
as far as like higher level women on the card.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of just feels like Nia Jax is just kind of keeping the championship warm.
Yeah. That's kind of what I mean by that, right? And I think that because there's a match next and then a match at Crown Jewel that uh I think there's better higher caliber talent, if you will.
Yeah.
Um the next match though, you had Damian Priest defeating Finn Balor by pinfall, uh singles match, 12 13 minutes.
Which I mean, the to me that was a foregone conclusion because I think they really do need to start wrapping up the Judgment Day kind of like that storyline at least. I think honestly on both sides, I think it's starting to get a bit long in the tooth.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not the worst thing.
I was gonna say it was a match.
Exactly. It was a match. It was solid. Damian Priest and Finn Balor are both amazing performers.
Yeah,
Like there's no real way around it. For a 13-minute match, that's not it. It wasn't bad.
wasn't bad. Nothing to write home about. Rhea Ripley defeating Liv Morgan by DQ for the Women's World Championship. Here's a little funny little stipulation about this match. Dominic Mysterio was in a shark cage above the ring.
Listen, I feel like with at least this specific storyline, like I said, same thing with the Judgment Day stuff. It's getting a bit long in the tooth. That
Yeah,
being said, I think the way that they're booking Dominic Mysterio to me is honestly genius. I think he is currently the most effective heel in the company.
100%.
And I mean, my problem is though, I think after the storyline, because I feel like I think Liv retains the title after the storyline.
Yeah,
My question is, what do you do with Rhea Ripley after
that's that's a really good question.
that? Like that, I feel like they're kind of putting themselves in a corner because
Yeah,
both Liv and Rhea are both like women who can carry the women's division.
yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like you might have to just Rhea Ripley might just have to go away for a while after the storyline concludes.
I think once this storyline concludes, I think it's kind of one of those where she just does her matches, not really the face of anything at that point, kind of just taking a weird time to kind of focus on just wrestling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then move on to another storyline, right? Take like Randy Orton there for a while
Hmm.
because you had him come out as a rookie with Evolution. And then once he got out of Evolution, there was a solid like 2, 3 years where he just wasn't doing dick. And then he
I
went
mean,
on. Well, then he went
he
on to Rated RKO, and
well, no,
then
he did the Legend Killer thing for a few years and had that WrestleMania match against Mick Foley.
I mean,
So I mean, he was doing shit. It just
but like
wasn't like main event level shit.
that's what I
Like,
was gonna say is that like you're going from being a main event for the women's division, moving down. That's what I'm saying. Like, kind of just go down, move through the ranks, and then at some point there's going to be another kind of caliber that's going to help, right?
yeah,
Stuff like like I said, Rated RKO, and then that moved into the feud with John Cena, and then
yeah,
that moved
his
into
crash out era.
yeah, and then that moved into the feud with Triple H, which was some really good fucking scripting at that point.
Right.
And then again, Randy Orton didn't really have like necessarily a hell of a gimmick or anything, so he kind of just
Shaved his head and was a crazy nigga for a couple of years.
yeah, just laid off for a little while, and then went back for the championship. It was
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I think she should do is just do some like character development and kind of lay low, if you will.
That's fair.
For
On
the
to our main event.
I gotta say for the main event, you had Cody Rhodes and Roman
Uh, uh, uh,
Reigns.
uh, you gotta say his name right. The Negro icon Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns taking on Solo Sikoa and a certified crazy nigga in Jacob Fatu. Because I'm not gonna lie, a big nigga like that should not be able to move the way that he fucking does.
There's zero fucking reason, dude. It is the funniest shit.
Like,
Like,
yeah, I get it. He's a professional athlete. That's still a certified big nigga. And he does not need to be moving as fluidly and as quickly as he fucking does.
it is so fucking funny with that though,
It
because the way he moves, it's like, bro, did you just do like a bump a blow and then fucking just run out on this platform and
oh, I'm so fucking my man hit a little bumpski before the match.
and
And
then
now all of
just
a sudden his 285-pound ass doing springboards.
yeah, like there is no reason you should be doing fucking springboards when you are pushing 300.
Ugh.
Just saying, but that was bad blood. It was. I give it was a solid. I do think that the matches should have been rearranged a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
Although
Damian Priest and Finn
although
Balor should have been the opener.
Oh, absolutely. But I think with the main event, I think it does set them up really well for Survivor Series here in
100%.
what, a month. I think that War Games match between Cody, Roman, whoever the fuck, probably the Usos realistically versus the new bloodline with the Tamatonga, Tom Galoa, fucking
So,
Jacob Fatu and Sikoa. I think that's going to be a good War Games match.
yeah, and that's honestly gonna be really exciting to watch. You
You know,
know what I
I'm here
mean?
for it.
Um, the next PLE that you have is Crown Jewel, which
Which,
it's I'm quite confused about the what do you call it stipulation of this pay per view. I feel like it feels like one of those gimmicky pay per views from uh what you call it, like the early 2010s where it was like everything was a fucking gimmick of like Hell in a Cell,
yeah, I
Judgment
mean,
Day.
all the Crown Jewel pay-per-views have been gimmicky as fuck just because it's been the Saudis government attempts to get WWE in the country. So they've always kind of had weird gimmicks. Like there was one year where they brought out the fucking Brothers of Destruction versus DX when they were all way too fucking old. Or The Undertaker versus Goldberg, where Undertaker dropped that nigga on his fucking dome. Like, like those Saudi shows are they're generally shit shows. Like even the Crown Prince on their first year was like, "Yo, it'd be fucking sick if we could get Yokozuna to come out." And it's like, my brother in Christ, he's been dead for like 15 years. The fuck are you talking?
We
Like
should
so,
get
they've always been gimmicky as fuck.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna
And
bring Rikishi back.
I don't know, they could bring Rikishi back. I think he should still come back. But my thing is I'm just like, at this point, they're just gimmicky. They generally don't mean much. Like we don't see, like we'll see title matches, but they're damn near always, you're always guaranteed to see them retaining.
100%.
Like,
My I will say this, my one of my favorite moments with the WWE was 2021. I started getting back into it. I
mhm.
remember it was you, me, and one of our buddies. We were watching the Royal Rumble. I remember I started out literally before the match even started. I just go, Edge is going to come out and win the whole thing.
Ooh.
And then guess who made a surprise return?
Didn't take the whole thing, but he fucking returned.
No, this was like 2021. This was the year he won it.
I don't think he won 2021 bid, huh? I think you might be misremembering.
I'm 95% sure. Anyway,
Hold on, I'll look it up. You know what you're
while
saying?
while you look that up, Crown Jewel, the only matches that are set right now is Gunther versus fucking Cody Rhodes.
Which will be a good match.
That'll be a pretty solid match. I mean, you have two high caliber talents facing off against each other.
Oh
You
shit,
know,
you're actually right. No, he did win that Royal Rumble.
so you're never. I mean, when you have two high
Hmm.
caliber talents like that, you're pretty much destined for a good match. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? On the women's side, the only thing that has been scheduled so far is Liv Morgan.
Live and Naya.
Yeah, Liv Morgan versus Nia Jackson. This is
Which are
what I
they
was saying
really,
earlier.
if they really want to make that a entertaining match or entertaining segment, I think they have Liv Morgan win the match
Mm-hmm.
and then have Tiffany Stratton cash in on Nia Jax. And just have Tiffany Stratton go full heel on Nia Jax. That would be interesting.
That actually would be. You bring up a really good point there. That's. I
But
think that would make it for an interesting storyline.
I mean, it's already kind of been brewing, but I think they honestly just need to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, and
Just
actually make
heading
it.
because I mean, theoretically, you could just have Nia Jax, like, even if you have her lose the rubber match, which would be Survivor Series, you could
Mm-hmm.
have her win the Royal Rumble and get the run back at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
And then that's something for them to do. Downside is you do have to give up the Women's Royal Rumble for it, but I mean, fuck it, whatever. Who
yeah,
else is going to win that? Rhea Ripley to continue that forever storyline?
yeah. The storyline that's been going on for fucking. But
Anyhow,
on the other side of the coin, you have one of the other biggest one of the other biggest wrestling promotions by this point.
Yep, AEW just
All
had
Elite.
Wrestle Dream this
Yep.
past weekend,
In Tacoma,
and
Washington.
holy hell, there were a lot of matches on this because that's just kind of
13
what
if
they
you
do.
include 13 if you include the pre-pay-per-view.
So I'll shotgun through the 0 hour. Brian Cage defeated Atlantis Jr. for the ROH World TV Championship. Foregone conclusion.
Crazy that you're getting a world television championship in a non
Televised match, but
non
fuck it,
televised
whatever.
match. Just saying.
Let's see. Next, Anna Jay defeated Haley Cameron in a match. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't a good match. It
Oh,
wasn't a terrible match. And then, of course, you had the Acclaimed with, of course, Daddy Ass defeating Eminem, the Maximum Male Models. Shout out Max Caster. Shout out Anthony Bowens. If AEW wasn't kind of pissing away their tag team division. Anyway, on to the first match of the pay per view. We had the Switchblade Jay White taking on Adam Page in what I would call a fucking barn burner, honestly.
you skipped something.
No, I didn't.
You,
Nothing
you
of
skipped,
relevance.
you skipped over an 8-man tag team match.
Oh no.
Anyway, the
Listen,
barn burner of a fucking match. Of a
exactly. Jay
pay-per-view.
White and Adam Page. Like that, I'm not gonna lie, was a crazy opener. Definitely didn't deserve to be the main event match. But
I think it could have gone later in the pay-per-view, but I don't think it would have gone all the way to the main event, if you know what I mean.
right. Then next we had Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously May retains. Fucking love Mariah May.
I
Amazing performer.
like I say, I think she's done really well for AEW
Hey,
and
I'm just
just as
saying.
a whole.
I'm just saying, like, not really much to say about this match. It just kind of goes to show that like the average AEW match is usually better than the average WWE match.
Yeah.
But
She was, if I remember right, wasn't she like in ROH for a while?
oh yeah, no,
Like I
no,
know obviously because AEW ROH are,
they're one company now. But yeah, no, she was
yeah.
in. No, they're both in ROH for a while.
Yeah.
On to the next match, a match that I was personally extremely excited to watch.
Yeah.
Jack Perry versus Katsuru Shibata. I'm not finna lie. Like, Jack Perry's cool. Shibata's a fucking like that. He's not a big nigga, but he a real wild nigga. I'm not gonna lie. Certified Japanese crash out.
Oh yeah.
Anyhow, Perry return or Perry retains.
Yep.
And then post match, let me see. Remember, sorry, I have to check my notes, make sure I have this correct. Basically, Perry was wilding out on Shibata. Daniel Garcia made the save. Then we saw MJF returning post injury
Nice.
just to see Adam Cole also return post injury,
Nice.
which that is a feud that has needed to wrap up. We've been trying to see this feud resolve for like 2 years,
Yep.
but they both are constantly fucking injured,
Yep.
and it's mostly Adam Cole. Fucker can't stay healthy to save his life.
That made constantly.
Fucking amazing at his job, but constantly injured. Then a for the AEW International Championship, we had Will Ospreay taking on Ricochet and Konosuke Takeshita. With, if memory serves me correct, Takeshita taking it,
Yep.
becoming the new international champion. Which arguably, I think the main event was a slightly better match.
100%.
But come on, when we see Ricochet and Will Ospreay in the ring, especially with Takeshita on top,
I was gonna say
some special
Osprey.
shit's happening.
I would say Osprey and Ricochet already have like a fucking fire chemistry to start,
Absolutely.
and then you throw in uh a high caliber talent like Takeshita, and it was a really good match. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Not my
Oh
favorite
no.
match,
I'm just
but
saying,
it
I
was a really
feel
good
like
match.
with Takeshita, they just need to strap the rocket on that nigga back. Like, I'm not finna lie. I'm not, am I saying he's world champion tomorrow? No. But I'm saying give him
Like,
a lengthy international championship run.
no,
Maybe give him a lengthy TNT championship run after that.
no,
Then he's ready for the world title. But that's just me.
no.
I don't even know if I
Just skip
want
it.
to
Just
talk
skip it.
about this
Just
next
skip it.
match,
Just skip
man.
it.
It wasn't
Hologram.
bad. It wasn't bad. It was actually a good match. I just don't fucking care about it.
Yeah.
It was kind of a match I kind of just clocked out. Our next match, classic title of Little Man versus Big Nigga. Darby Allin took on Brody King of the House of Black, where obviously Darby Allin beat Brody King, which solid match.
No.
I still think I'm not gonna lie, the coffin drop is still the greatest crash out move of all time.
Yeah.
And if I'm a pro wrestler, I'm scared shitless every time I jump backwards into a nigga, but that's just me. I say
You're putting a lot
next.
of, like I say, you're putting a lot of faith in someone if you got
I mean,
jump
Brody King
backwards.
would be a dude I would put faith in because that's a big dude. Darby's not a big human himself.
Yeah.
Like he's a relatively small guy. So I'm like,
I mean, Darby Allen's what, like 6 foot? Let's see,
100 and,
5'8", 175,
yeah, I'm about to say he's not 6 foot tall, gang. But he's not a big human, and Brody King is a massive human being.
6'3", 285.
Exactly, big nigga, certified big back. Anyway, and on to the next match. For the AEW tag titles, we had the Young Bucks versus Private Party, which shout out to AEW for making Private Party look like an actual threat.
Look like an actual team.
No, no, no. They've looked like an actual team for a fucking minute. And they've been a good team for the fucking minute. But AEW's weird about their tag teams,
Yeah.
as in like they're better than the WWE, most certainly, because I bet watch this. Who are currently the WWE Tag Team Champions?
Oh
And you
hell,
can name either pair team.
I don't even know.
Spoiler warning: one of the teams, because I can't even remember the other team, is fucking JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Yeah, they don't. They barely ever
Where
come
did
out. Yeah, they barely come out with the fucking belts.
hold on to okay, okay, I got it pulled up here. On SmackDown, it's the Judgment Day of JD McDonough and Finn Balor,
Yep,
which
bro. They don't even come out with the tag belt sometimes, dog. Like they forget them shits in the back type shit.
the Bloodline,
Oh yeah,
Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa.
which is fucking. Hmm. Anyway, on to our next AEW match.
I will say this. I'm glad that Cody Rhodes finally got the thing he deserves.
He finally finished the story. It took him like 3 years, but we fucking did it.
Yeah. Anyway,
And on to the next match, which we are at our, I guess this is our semi-main event. So the match before the main event.
they have co-headliner.
Yeah, oh, definitely not the co-headliner.
You
But
know what I
anyway,
mean? The semi-headliner. Sorry.
for the ROH World Title, Mark Briscoe was taking on the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. As much as I love Chris Jericho, I truly do.
I think it's time.
I think it might be time. I don't think he needs to retire. I think he's still performing at a high enough level to where he got a couple more years left under his belt. That being said, the Ocho needs to go the fuck away for a little while. Give me like a solid 3 to 4 months off
Yeah.
and then come back and start putting over younger talent. But for me, there's no reason Chris Jericho should still be in world title matches.
I completely agree.
I mean, the man's
I
pushing 50.
I think the man needs to record an album with Fozzy and go on tour and then go film a movie, and then when he comes back,
Retire.
nah, come back, put in like two people to put over, go for the world title to put over a guy that actually can do it. You lose, but you get the big draw for the guy. Jericho retires after, goes out on a high note. Bam, everyone wins. Because this man, how old is Chris Jericho? 48?
I think he's
53.
yeah, I'm about to say no, he's in his 50s, buddy. Like Chris Jericho's
So
an old nigga, B.
against Mark Briscoe, who isn't the youngest himself. Let me make that clear. Because Briscoe is 39, right? Which in wrestling years is like 50.
Yeah.
If you hit 50 as a wrestler, you're like 75.
Yeah, we can call you a legend, but also tell you, hey, buddy, it might be time to hang it up.
Yeah. So I don't know. I that's what I would do if I was Chris Jericho. It was a good
But
match, I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, it was solid.
like Chris Jericho is still performing a lot, but it might be time, buddy. Just saying.
Anyhow, so we got to set up the main event here.
This match.
Do you know what time that this main event officially started?
Well, let's see. Given that there were fucking 8 matches, I'm gonna say like 11.
11:20. Yeah. As much as I love AEW and I'd love to go to one of these pay-per-views, I don't know if I got the mental capacity to do that much wrestling in a day.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. When did the pay per view start? 7 o'clock.
Usually people start filing in around 6.
Yeah, because you had the 0 matches.
Yeah, the 0 hour matches. And then the main event, they usually the pay-per-view starts around 7.
So 7:15, 25.
Basically, you're 4 hours deep into this
4
event.
hours deep into fucking wrestling, and then you got to go through a 30-minute match.
Anyhow, main event time. Bryan Danielson takes on Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. And I'm not finna lie. This was easily my favorite match of the night.
It was so damn good.
It didn't need to be as good as it was.
It
I
didn't need to
liked
be as
how I liked how aggressive Jon Moxley was being. I
yeah,
think it really kind of I don't know. I think this is the perfect match for Danielson to retire off of.
100%.
Whoever put Marina Shafir with Jon Moxley is a fucking genius. I think she is the perfect heater for that man.
Yep.
And it basic shit that just chef's fucking kiss. And I also like how the AEW Twitter was also, playing into the match, saying that the post match beatdown was too graphic. I don't know about you, but I was fucking crying at the end of the match.
I think uh people also need to realize how AEW is with like those post match beatdowns. Remember the shit with Rey Mysterio's eye like 2 years ago?
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of gnarly. I can't hold you.
Like it's that kind of shit. Like that's why I like AEW a lot, is because it reminds me of like old school ECW and uh old school CZW.
Yeah, no, it has a lot of those shades because it's just at the end of the day, it's not the best storytelling, but it's like really fucking good wrestling.
Exactly. And yeah, like you kind of hit the nail on the head of I think this was the perfect match for him to retire off of.
Yeah. And even with him retiring, I don't think it's a full retirement. I think it's a semi-retirement.
I think he's still gonna be like it's gonna be something of like uh whatchamacallit. It's gonna be uh a consulting thing or scripting or that kind of shit. Like
Oh no,
he
I think he's still gonna wrestle a bit. I don't
yeah.
think he's going into full wrestling retirement because there's no such thing as full wrestling retirement, but like he'll still wrestle every once in a while, but I don't think it's gonna be the I don't think he's gonna be on Dynamite every week. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's not gonna be on the weekly show.
The influence that Danielson had in the wrestling community as a whole is definitely going to speak to his legacy. Um,
Absolutely.
I think with him going on a semi-retirement, I think it'll be fine
Yeah, absolutely.
because he
I
did
think
this.
A I think AEW is going to struggle for a little while. I mean, it's not like they haven't been doing better in the last couple of months, building up new main event level talent. But I mean, Danielson was kind of the glue holding that bitch together. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie.
100%.
Like you could always rely on him to put on like a fucking classic at the end of the night.
Yeah, you could always if you ever saw Danielson the on the card, it was you knew that he was going to have a classic match.
Absolutely.
Maybe not classic, but he was going to have a hell of a match. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
mostly he's mostly putting on classics out there.
90% of the time, yeah. I'd even venture out a little more, but you know. With that
Hey,
being said, we have one last thing to talk about with the NBA.
NBA time, boys.
It was like good old NBA. It's kind of nice that we don't have a whole lot of what you call it. There's not too much to talk about because of we're still in the preseason.
Yeah, season hasn't officially started yet.
Yeah, yeah. But we did have a huge thing, actually, speaking of since we're talking about Danielson retiring. Derrick Rose uh
Man,
retiring.
Derrick Rose to me, I am sad that he is retiring because the year I truly became an NBA fan was the year that he won his MVP
Yeah.
and was really that nigga. So I'm like, bro, it hurts that Derrick Rose is retiring. It kind of feels like the same kind of vibe I felt when Kobe retired.
Yeah.
The only difference is Derrick Rose just didn't do as much as Kobe.
100%.
And to me, he'll have one of the greatest, like, what if careers of all time.
Oh, 100%. Like I think he's still obviously his career is going to speak for himself.
Right.
But it definitely is one of those of we're sitting at the end of his career going, what I feel like there could have been more.
Yeah, no, like what if his knees never shit out on him? Like if his knees never went, he would have like even at his peak, he was one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like if he would have been actually been able to really have the career that he wanted to have, oof.
Yeah. It would have been insane. I stood obviously nothing is going to change the impact that he had on the game, but it's you know, it is a little bit of a heavy heart to announce with that. D Rose, best of luck in retirement.
Yeah,
You're probably not
definitely
watching this.
should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I would say probably not watching this podcast, but if you are, best of luck, man.
Also hop on.
Hop on. Oh, hop on.
Hop
Yeah,
on the pod. Come on.
hop on the pod. You should hop on the pod.
Stop playing with me, Derek. I know
Stop
you're
playing with me,
down.
D Rose. Uh, the Knicks actually had a fun little trade.
Oh,
You speak
absolutely.
on that.
Sending Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, and a second round pick for Karl-Anthony Towns. Which, as far as moves go, I like this move for the Knicks. But if I'm a Timberwolves fan, I'm scratching my fucking head. I don't understand it. This was such
I
a bad trade for them.
that's what I'm. That's what I was trying to figure out because not just there are some good players that got traded to Minnesota.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think that all of those players even come close to the talent that Karl-Anthony Towns has.
Well, see, I like Dante DiVincenzo, and I think long term he'll be a good piece to put next to Ant. But like Julius Randle, my brother in Christ, I'm taking Cat over Julius Randle 10 days out of the week.
Yeah,
Like I'm not saying Julius Randle's bad because he's not a bad player.
yeah,
I'm thinking about it and I'm like, your starting lineup because you have to start Julius Randle if you're trading Cat for him.
100%. You have to.
I don't even know who the fuck their point guard could be. Actually, hold the fuck up. Let me think about this.
Um,
I say it would be Dante DiVincenzo, I would think.
It would have to be.
Yeah, DiVincenzo into Ant at the two. Who the fuck would even play the three at that point? Oh, that team just has too many question marks at this point.
Yeah.
I think that unless they can get a crazy trade for Julius Randle at the trade deadline, like I think this is a play. The Timberwolves are a playoff team. They're just not making a deep run. Like they're making the playoffs first round exit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I think they're probably going to do.
Like
That's probably where they would go.
at best, they're the sixth seed. At worst, they're the eighth seed.
Yeah.
Like that. That
Now
just
that I think about it, yeah.
and then the Knicks are probably the first or second seed
Yeah. The
because
Knicks are just
the Knicks are now stacked enough to where there's a legitimate conversation between them and Boston for the best team in the East.
oh, that would be a killer fucking Eastern Conference final. Knicks Celts.
I would be here for it.
I would fucking love that. I think
And
that would
the
be a great game.
and the crazy thing about that, if I'm being honest,
Hmm.
give me Celts in six. Give me the Celtics in six, my boy.
Interesting take, but
Hey, I'm just saying the Knicks got the defense. If everyone stays healthy,
yeah.
you gotta think so the starting lineups on both teams, fucking incredible, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, fucking Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG Ananobi, Cat at the four. Actually, no, Malik Bridges at the four, Cat at the five. That offense is
That's a
nuts.
nasty. That's nasty.
And like you could even slot Mikal Bridges at the three and play OG at the four.
And it's still
Hey, you're
nuts.
still you're still doing great. And like got like Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench too. Like,
Yeah.
or no, not Isaiah. Isaiah, no. I'm thinking my bad. Mitch Robb off the bench too. So in case you need to switch into a more defensive style team, you just switch Mitch and Cat. Like, come on.
That's fucking
It's such the Knicks
that's
are such a nasty team.
that's gonna be Knicks are gonna be one to watch this year. They were last year, but this year even more.
No, no, this year they're gonna go fucking crazy.
I feel like there's a lot of teams this year that I'm excited to watch.
I
Quite
think the
honestly.
Spurs are gonna be a hell of a team to watch.
I think Spurs, I think the Grizzlies are gonna be a hell of a team, obviously.
I
I
think
think
the Pelicans will be a good team to watch.
if the Pels are healthy, I think the Pels will be good. I think the Pacers are gonna be good again.
I know I'm gonna watch a lot of Chicago basketball this year,
Just to talk
just
shit.
because. No, not even just talk shit, just because it was just announced on Wednesday against Minnesota. Lonzo Ball is making his NBA return, and I am irrationally excited about it.
Bonzo, that
He has not played in an NBA game in 3 years due to injury. He basically sat out his entire contract, and he is coming back on Wednesday, and I am excited.
you know what's great? So I pull up his player profile on ESPN, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it shows height, weight, birthday, college. And the last season stats that get pulled up are 21,
Yep.
2021, 22,
Like I said, he hasn't played since January 2021. It's been over 1,000 days.
which he went 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie, because if you can think back to that 2021 season,
Mm-hmm.
that Chicago team when Lonzo was healthy was fucking nuts. Dude.
Yeah, they.
Like
Like I said,
Lonzo was the glue holding that bitch together.
they were. Uh, because that 21-22 Bulls team, they were actually fun to watch whenever Lonzo was playing.
Oh yeah, no, and like they had a winning record, the most efficient offense at the time. But then
Yeah,
Lonzo goes down and it all goes to shit and it goes to shit fast.
yeah,
Like it's noticeable within the game he gets injured. As much as I like Alex Caruso, he is not Lonzo Ball when it comes to being the point.
100%.
But him and Lonzo at the one and two with Zach LaVine, Vucevic, and DeMar DeRozan, that's a nasty team.
So he had loose material in his knee joint,
Hmm.
so he got surgery. Oh, that was in the 2022 season. What did he get injured with?
It was a knee injury, but I don't remember what the exact injury was.
He tore his meniscus,
That's right.
and then during rehab he experienced more pain, so they ruled him out for the season. And then yeah, after that he had surgery to remove any loose material in there. Then he was out of the 2022-23 season because he kept getting a bad knee during basketball games. Then he did a cartilage transplant. So this man has essentially no knees.
Basically, yeah.
But now he's coming back against the T Wolves.
Hey, listen, I'm just gonna be glad to see him come back.
I think, like I said, it's there's a lot of teams I'm excited to watch, and especially once you start bringing in Lonzo Ball, that's going to be a fun little thing to watch, especially whenever they play Charlotte with LaMelo. You know,
Yeah. I mean the ball boy matchup was always a good one. Shout out LiAngelo Ball for not able to make it into the league, but that's just me. Anyhow.
those family reunions got to go crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of
Anyhow.
family, Bronny,
Ronnie James time, boys.
how we feel about this one? I got my
So
own opinions.
I'm not gonna lie. Seeing him play in the preseason kind of, I think, reaffirms my opinion.
Yep,
They need to give that motherfucker some time to actually cook. Like he needs more time to figure out his game.
100%.
Like I think he is an NBA player. Like he looks like a pro to me. He just doesn't look like a very good pro.
He looks like. Try to think of the most mid fucking NBA player of all time.
Unfortunately, I think he's a little bit better than mid. Like he kind of reminds me, like if you can think back to like Jimmy Butler rookie year. Now I'm not saying he's going to be as good as rookie Jimmy Butler because he's not at that level,
Yeah.
but kind of in the similar vein of it took Jimmy a couple of years to become who he is. Like he needed time to cook. I think
Yeah.
Bronny's in that same boat. I think he's going to spend a lot of time in the G League this year.
Who was? I think he was on the Celtics.
Don't pull up Brian Scalabrine
No, 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 no. Oh my
because that
God!
man is a Boston legend. The
What?
Scallenge is an all-time great TV show.
What was his name? Because it was right around when I started becoming a fan of basketball. Evan Turner.
Bro, don't speak ill of Evan Turner, man. Evan Turner is a fucking legend, dog.
Tell me though, there's no way you could tell me that Bronny does not look like a young Evan Turner.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it a bean. If Ronnie can get himself to be an Evan Turner in the or in the NBA, like that's still Evan Turner had a good career. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
He did it. He had a solid career. His points didn't necessarily reflect it, but
He didn't need to be. He's a not even a solid. Like he was all time great bench piece. Like
I would say he is a great bench depth, which I feel like if you give Bronny some time, that is where he will be.
I think like top end, he's a good third option. You know what I'm saying on like a championship team.
Yeah,
But that's if you really let him develop.
100%. Here is the.
Oh, I need to pull this motherfucker Evan Turner stats. Cause you playing him like he a bum. That man averaged 10 points per game in the NBA. If you round up to 10.
I I think that's what Bronny's gonna do.
Mm, I could see it.
10 points. What was Evan Turner's assist? Like 4?
Let's see. 10 points, about 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. So my man was hikey kind of cooking.
On the bench.
I mean, absolutely on the bench. I hold up. You know, he only had. Mm, well, no, it looks like he had one season as he was like a full time starter.
I again, I just think that Bro- Bronny is a new Evan Turner. Here's my theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
What if Bronny started dating some of the women in the WNBA?
Like who?
Vision of Bronny, Angel Reese,
Caitlin Clark.
Bronny, Caitlin Clark, on pace
Nasty work.
on pace to build the most mid kid in the.
Oh no, most mid looking kid, but god damn it, that child will be amazing at basketball.
It's gonna. Your
Because
granddad is LeBron. Your dad is LeBron's son, and your mom is the number one WWE or WNBA player.
like, come on now.
That is fucking insane work.
You are a god at basketball.
'Cause how many points did he shoot in his rookie season? 9,000
Exactly. First 10,000 point season of any NBA
of
player.
any NBA player of all time. Um, with that, I obviously being a Grizzlies fan, I am very excited to watch our season. I think if we stay healthy and Jaw stays away from guns,
Guns.
I think that we can realistically get second in the West.
Who would be first in the West?
Mavs.
I don't know about that, but
I mean, just with the addition of Clay, I think
I
that that takes that already finals making team to a whole new level.
I'm just saying for me, I think the Grizz might be like fourth or fifth in the West.
I'd put Pels behind the Grizzlies. I'd put the T Wolves behind the Grizzlies.
Oh, easily.
Nuggets are always going to be somewhere in there.
I put the Nuggets ahead of the Grizzlies.
I think they're neck and neck.
I put the Mavs ahead of the Grizzlies.
I would.
OKC's ahead of the Grizzlies.
I could put OKC above the Grizzlies. So yeah, I move Grizzlies maybe to the third.
Like I said, I'm giving them fourth. I think they're the fourth best team in the West if everyone performs.
Because I think that's where I would put my Western playoff bracket is kind of Mavs with the one, Denver with the two. I'd put Grizzlies with the three, OKC with the four, Nola with the five. Yeah.
Phoenix at six.
I put Knicks at five and then Nola at six.
Knicks are in the East.
Perfect. And then I would put that's where it starts getting finicky for me.
I'm just saying I mostly agree, except for I'd probably put OKC at two, Nuggets at three.
Grizz at four.
Yeah, now Grizz at four. More than likely, I'd probably say Phoenix is still at five. Nola's probably at six. Then from there, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, then from there it just starts going kind of
It's a crapshoot. Like I think Sacramento could also be in the top eight seeds for sure.
yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Fuck.
The Knicks. No,
Now the Knicks are going to be the second seed in the East.
okay, there you go. There's what's your way too early prediction for the East? Because I have mine.
Mm. Celtics at one, Knicks at two. Eh.
Pacers.
I don't think I think the Pacers are good, and I like Tyrese Halliburton's one of my favorite players. I'd probably put the pace at like four or five.
Honestly, I could see that. What about Milwaukee?
It depends. It depends on what Dame looks like. Because if Dame comes out and he's cooking, and we just all assume that last year was kind of an off year, they're the third best team in the East.
Yeah.
But if Dame's not cooking, they're probably like sixth.
I think Sixers still stay out of it. I think
Oh no, Sixers are still Sixers to me are a top four team.
eh.
If Joel Embiid can stay healthy, they're a
That
top they're a top 14.
that's the key. The Sixers and the Grizzlies have a very similar problem, except
Although,
instead of our guy being injured, our guy just likes to flail guns around.
and it's kind of the fucking dumbass.
Yeah. Well, I say that he was actually injured last year.
Yeah, after coming off of what
A suspension,
four?
a gun.
Exactly. Come on now, it's either guns or injuries for Ja.
I
At
could
least with Joel, it's him being an asshole at injuries.
I could see the Pistons maybe getting somewhere.
Hey, the Pistons looking good. They could be the ninth seed.
I couldn't even say that with a fucking straight
The
face. Hell
Pistons could
no.
be the ninth seed, my boy. What you talk about?
Hell no.
They picked up so many good vets, and listen, Kate is an all NBA level talent. That
The
that is a
Pistons
ninth seed
aren't
to me,
doing
buddy.
shit. The Pistons are not going to do anything.
Hey, watch them win the play-in tournament this year.
They're not going to do anything.
Mid-season goes to the Detroit Pistons. From the bad boys to the good boy Pistons.
What I would love to see is a team that was shit last year. Take like the Utah Jazz, right?
Okay.
Have them win the in season and then just completely blow the back half of the season.
Hold up, hear me out. Bold finals take.
Hmm.
Utah Jazz versus Washington Wizards.
Jazz Bulls NBA Finals.
Hey, Lonzo coming back from injury to lead the Bulls to the fucking finals.
The finals.
That's a fucking storyline, brother.
Overcoming the Celtics and the Knicks.
And somehow winning the finals over the Mavs or the fucking Thunder.
Yeah, and then the Jazz beating the fucking Mavs, Thunder, Nugs, and T Wolves. Yeah. Because that'll happen for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Bold. That is our bold take. It's not even a hot take. It's kind of a bold take because we're dumb as fuck.
Fuck you mean our.
It is our take.
That is not our take.
It's kind of fucked up. You're leaving me on this island by myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you on this fucking island. I am not fucking joining you on this shit.
Hey, listen, hey, Pistons gonna take it all the way this year. And when they do, from you, I want a Detroit style pizza party. Square pizzas and 40 ounces of Old E only.
Detroit style pizza party with a Pistons jersey that is wrapped in a Detroit Red Wings jersey, that is wrapped in a Detroit Tigers jersey, that is underneath a Detroit Lions jersey. Does Detroit have a WNBA team?
No,
They should.
I don't think they do.
They should.
Actually, no, I'm pretty sure they don't.
They definitely should. I think it'd be killer.
Watch me be wrong too.
Let me take a look here. Let me just. They do not.
Yeah, but I say there's no fucking way they do. The fact that Dallas has one is kind of shocking to me, but that's just me.
They did have one.
Uh-oh.
And you know what's great? They were the 2003, 2006, and 2008 WNBA champions.
Time to bring them back.
They were the Detroit Shock, and then in 2009 they moved to Tulsa and became the Tulsa Shock, and then in 2016 they moved to one Dallas, Texas.
And now we're the Dallas Wings, brother. Yes, sir. We're taking on that Detroit legacy in the D-town. Deep in the D, and I'm not talking Detroit, nigga. We should have kept it the Dallas Shock. I'm not gonna lie. That's so much of a better name than the fucking Wings.
The Dallas Shock is such a fucking baller ass name.
Hey, but shout out to the Dallas Wings, man. It's so fucking bad this year.
Just god fucking awful, dude. It is what it is, you know.
Hey, it's okay. We got, I got the second round pick in the draft.
It is what it is, you know. Maybe next year will be the year that Dallas can get something going for the Wings.
I wouldn't count on it. Fuck it. We out here.
I was gonna say I'm doubtful, but you know what? It is what it is. With that being said, we want to thank you for listening. There's a little bit of a new format that I'm sure that by the time these episodes drop, people are going to take notice of. We're releasing 3 episodes a week now, one on Wednesday, one on Friday, one on Monday.
This is a work in progress. Please be patient with the niggas.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. We're actually potentially getting a new podcast studio to where we can actually be face to face and record video with everyone. We'll be having us. Big Ticket KG might be in here. Another one of our buddies is going to come in and start talking MLS with us because none of us know anything about soccer.
Don't you mean football?
Football. With all that being said, we want to thank y'all for listening. Again, if you like what you hear, give us a follow, give us a rating, share with your friends, share with your family, share with your followers, whatever. You can follow us on Instagram at FitWeBallPod. Same on TikTok as well, where you can catch clips and everything.
Also, don't forget to upvote our shit on Reddit. Goddamn.
Hell yeah, upvote us on Reddit.
We trying to get sweaty.
With that,
like the sports nerds and the porn stars.
Like I said, next week might be a little interesting. We might have a delay because I am going out of town, but we will deal with that as we figure it out.
We'll figure this shit out. It'll be all right.
Hell yeah, but still work in progress. Be patient with the boys. We're going to make it work.
On gang.
That comes to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening to Fuck It Tweet Ball again. In the room, we have Mr. Prime Time Big Man, Will Hallway. Jesus fucking Christ.
Come on now.
Jesus Christ. My name is Zach. We want to thank y'all for listening so much again. Like we always like to end the show is fuck it.
We ball and fuck Taylor.
Fuck Taylor Swift.